Hey, what's up, y'all, man? This is your boy Yas, Chosen One. We're going to continue in the Bible in the great book of Genesis. We're in chapter 29. Um, Trying to see what happened in the previous chapter. Oh, yeah, Jacob's ladder. That's what was going on. Okay. All right, chapter 29. Then Jacob went out on his journey, and he came into the land of the people of the east. And he looked, and behold, a well in the field, and lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. For out of the well they watered the flocks, and a great stone was upon the well's mouth. And thither were all the flocks gathered, and they rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the sheep, and put the stone against upon the well's mouth in its place. And Jacob said unto them, My brethren, whence be ye? And they said, Of Haran are we. And he said unto them, Know ye Laban the son of Nahor? And they said, We know him. All right. Now I know where we are. He's going to go see his uncle. And he said unto them, Is he well? And they said, He is well. And behold, Rachel his daughter cometh with the sheep. And he said, Lo, it is yet high day, neither is it time that the cattle should be gathered together. Water ye the sheep, and go and feed them. And they said, We cannot, until all the flocks be gathered together, and till they roll the stone from the well's mouth, then we water the sheep. And while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. And it came to pass, when Jacob saw Rachel the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban his mother's brother, that Jacob went near, and rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the flock of Laban his mother's brother. And Jacob kissed Rachel, and lifted up his voice, and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father. And it came to pass, when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob his sister's son, that he ran to meet him, and embraced him, and kissed him, and brought him to the house. And he told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, Surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abide with him the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob, Because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? All right. What about this? And Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. So they would be cousins. They would be cousins. Leah was tender-eyed. That word tender-eyed mean, I don't know, could be dead-eyed, or, has one of those lazy eyes or something like that. But Rachel was beautiful and well favored, so there was something wrong with Leah. Something was wrong with her. Like I said, I think she had one of those lazy eyes. And Jacob loved Rachel, and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. And Laban said, It is better that I give her to thee, than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me. Even though y'all cousins, I'll give her to you. And Jacob said to Laban, Give me my wife. Oh, I'm sorry. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days, because he loved her so much. For the love he had to her, this is nothing, man. This girl is beautiful. And Jacob said unto Laban, Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her. So they didn't have sex, they didn't do anything. And Jacob said to Laban, Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go into her. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place, and made a feast. And when we read in Jasher, man, it's gonna be, it's funny, man. This dude, man, his own little nephew, man, did him dirty. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah his daughter, and brought her to him, and he went in unto her. Remember this, at nighttime. And there in the tent, she got the veil over her face. And he can't distinguish, man. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah his maid for a handmaid. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. Oh, Zilpah is me. Okay. And he said to Laban, what is this that thou hast done to me? Did not I serve with thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me? And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country, to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years. So a week, that's 7 years. 1 day is a year. Dang. And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah his handmaid to be her maid. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years. And when Yah saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bare a son. She called his name Reuben. All right. First one, the tribe of Israel. Reuben. For she said, surely Yah hath looked upon my affliction. Now therefore my husband will love me. And she conceived again, and bare a son, and said, because Yah hath heard that I was hated, he hath therefore given me this son. And she called his name Simeon, which means the hearing. Wow. And she conceived again, and bare a son, and said, now this time my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi, which means joined. And she conceived again, and bare a son, and she said, now will I praise Yah. Therefore she called his name Yehuda, and left bearing. That is praise. Judah is praise. So from Leah we get Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Now remember that, Israelites. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Yehuda. Let's take a look at this. So from Jacob and Leah, we get Reuben, Simeon. We get Reuben. We get Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. This is interesting because Israelites think the tribe of Reuben are Native Americans. They think that Simeon are, I think, Dominicans. They think Levi is Haitians. And they think Judah is so-called African Americans. Now Judah, Levi, and Simeon, that would hold firm. I think we look alike. Now Reuben, that's the key right there. Reuben, being a Native Americans, that's interesting. Because today, if you see Judah, Levi, and Simeon, we all got the same kind of hair, same skin color, right? Reuben, their hair is straight. That's an interesting thought. Just food for thought right there. Food for thought. Just trying to think if you get like, well, I'm the only one of me and my mother and my father. I'm the only child. But I'm just trying to look at family members, man. Like, you know, when you look at families, like how all of them are the same. Same father, same mother. So Reuben, so interesting. Obviously, he came out the hair. There are dark skinned natives, but it's the hair that's getting to me. Maybe on down the line something happened. We'll find that out. But anyway, so that's chapter 35. We get Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Yehuda, giving us the first 4 tribes of Israel. Okay? All right. We're going to read some of Jasher after this. No, actually, we'll read Jasher right now. All right. So we're going to start in Jasher. We're going to go with chapter 30, I think. Yeah, we're going to go with chapter 30. Getting along in this little book. That's good. All right. Oops, sorry about that. All right. Just this chapter. All right, here we go. Okay, wait a minute. Almost there. Okay. All right, so we're in the book of Jasher. We're on Jasher chapter 30, verse 4. And Jacob rose up from that place quite rejoiced, and when he walked, his feet felt light to him for joy. And he went from there to the land of the children of the east, and he returned to Haran, and he sat by the shepherd's well. And he there found some men going from Haran to feed their flocks, and Jacob made inquiries of them, and they said, "We are from Haran." That's Genesis 29, verse 4. Yeah, 29, verse 4. And he said unto them, "Do you know Laban, the son of Nahor?" And they said, "We know him, and behold, his daughter Rachel is coming along to feed her father's flock." All right, that's verse 6. Whilst he was yet speaking with them, Rachel, the daughter of Laban, came to feed her father's sheep, for she was a shepherdess. So she took care of the took care of the sheep. And when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, he ran and kissed her and lifted up his voice and wept. All right. So that's verse 11. That's Genesis verse 11. Genesis 29 verse 11. And Jacob told Rachel that he was the son of Rebekah, her father's sister. And Rachel ran and told her father, and Jacob continued to cry because he had nothing with him to bring to the house of Laban. Yeah, remember, because Esau took everything, remember? Remember Esau cut him off? Well, it's actually Esau's son, Eliphaz. Remember, Esau's son Eliphaz came and took out Jacob's stuff. He had stuff to bring, but Esau's son took everything. He was supposed to kill Jacob, really. And when Laban heard that his sister's son Jacob had come, he ran and kissed him and embraced him and brought him into the house and gave him bread, and he ate. All right, that's in verse 13. This is 29, verse 13. Let's see, Jasher 30, verse 8. Jasher 30, verse 10. All right. And Jacob related to Laban what his brother Esau had done to him and what his son Eliphaz had done to him in the road. Okay, so now he's explaining. It. And Jacob resided in Laban's house for 1 month. And Jacob ate and drank in the house of Laban. And afterward Laban said unto Jacob, Tell me what shall be thy wages? For how can thou serve me for naught? Yeah, how can you be here? Man, you got to do something, right? Got to do something. All right, that's verse 15. Jasher 30, verse 12. And Laban had no sons, but only daughters, and his other wives and handmaids were still barren in those days. And these are the names of Laban's daughters, which his wife Adinah had borne unto him. The name of the elder was Leah, the name of the younger was Rachel, and Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored, and Jacob loved her. Okay, it's verse 17, verse 13. Sorry, man. I had written this down, but like the ink kind of ran out. 29, verse 17 through 18. And Jacob said unto Laban, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. And Laban consented to this, and Jacob served Laban 7 years for his daughter Rachel. All right. And Jacob said unto Laban, I will serve. Okay. And in the 2nd year of Jacob's dwelling in Haran, that is in the 79th year of the life of Jacob. So Jacob's 79 years old already. In that year died Eber, son of Shem. He was 464 years old at his death. 464 years old. So that just goes to prove that the time from the flood, the Most High wasn't giving humans 120 years to live. It was given 120 years to get they act right. "464 years old. And when Jacob heard that Eber was dead, he grieved exceedingly, and he lamented and mourned over him many days, because it was Shem and Eber that was teaching Jacob the ways, the laws. And in the 3rd year of Jacob's dwelling in Haran, Basmath, the daughter of Ishmael, the wife of Esau, bare unto him a son, and Esau called his name Reuel. And in the 4th year of Jacob's residence in the house of Laban, Yah visited Laban and remembered him on account of Jacob. And sons were born unto him, and his firstborn was Beor, and his second was Alib, and the third was Korash. So it was like the only way this dude had kids because Jacob was in the house. He was already blessing them. And Jacob in those days served Laban in all the manner of work in the house and in the field. And the blessing of Yah was all that belonged to Laban in the house and in the field. And in the 5th year died Jehudith, the daughter of Beri, the wife of Esau, in the land of Canaan. And she had no sons, but daughters only. And these are the names of her daughters, which she bare to Esau. The name of the elder was Marzith, and the name of the younger was Puith. And when Jehudith died, Esau rose up and went to Seir to hunt in the field as usual. And Esau dwelt in the land of Seir for a long time. And in the 6th year, Esau took for a wife, in addition to his other wives, Ahlibamah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite, and Esau brought her to the land of Canaan. And Ahlibamah conceived and bare unto Esau 3 sons, Uesh, Yalan, and Korah. And in those days, in the land of Canaan, there was a quarrel between the herdsmen of Esau and the herdsmen of the inhabitants of the land of Canaan. For Esau's cattle and goods were too abundant for him to remain in the land of Canaan, in his father's house, and the land of Canaan could not bear him on account of his cattle. And when Esau saw that his quarreling increased with the inhabitants of the land of Canaan, he rose up, and he took his wives and his sons and his daughters, and all belonging to him, and the cattle which he possessed, and all his property that he had acquired in the land of Canaan. And he went away from the inhabitants of the land to the land of Seir, and Esau and all their belongings to him dwelt in the land of Seir. That was their place of habitation, was Seir. But from time to time Esau would go and see his father and mother in the land of Canaan, and Esau intermarried with the Horites. Now, if I'm not mistaken, those Horites at one time were giants. And he gave his daughters to the sons of Seir, the Horite. I'm not mistaken, yep. And he gave his elder daughter Marzith to Anna, the son of Zibeon, his wife's brother. And Puith he gave to Azar, the son of Bilhan, the Horite. And Esau dwelt in the mountain, he and his children, and they were fruitful and multiplied. All right, we're going to stop right there. And we'll continue this because we have to continue reading. But that was interesting facts here about Esau and what Jacob went through, and didn't tell him the Bible, but he came there empty-handed to Laban. That's why he had to work for Rachel and Rebecca, and he had to choose his cousins because Laban didn't have any children. They were barren. He was barren, so yeah, so that's what it was, man. That's how it went down. Let's see one thing. One more thing here. Yeah, so he had to choose. Yeah, he had to choose those daughters. Now I forgot who. What he just said that somebody wasn't. Let's see here. Okay, never mind. Because Laban only had daughters, not sons. So, I guess he could only choose somebody from his lineage. So that's why he chose Rachel and Rebecca. And Leah being the oldest, when we keep reading, we're going to see the trickery here. All right, shalom.